I was talking to one of my partners, and he's like, "Hey, man, this guy's putting it on, man. You need to go ahead and go on now. Just drop something out there." And I'm like, "No, I contacted you, because I felt in a way, and I was like, and you came out and said the smartest words I've like that I've ever said. He said, "Hey, Reed, somebody could take your idea, but it's authentic because it's your idea. You know what I mean? So they could do it and go on, but the way you do it your way. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how you do it, but just do it your way. And that's the motivation. This is what this man does. You know what I mean? This is what he touches. You know what I mean? Right. And he's not gonna, if you miss his call, if he misses your call, he's gonna call you back, no matter what number it is.
Yeah, because I could be the buffer between life and death for you. Mm-hmm. I was on TikTok the other day. This guy, his handle is Carly's dad, right? Mm-hmm. This cat said he seen my video. I was talking about my bouts with suicide. He said he was an hour back. He said he was an hour away from suicide, right? Mm-hmm. And so I got that message. I pulled my car over, and I made a video for him and telling him, how strong he was, and to thank him for saving his own life. I didn't save his life, but I just happened to be in the space, right? And so when you understand that you could be the buffer between life and death, you got to call people back, because you don't know where people are in life and how arrogant it is if somebody's taking the time to reach out to you and you don't have time for them. Now that's arrogance.
Yeah. Yep. And that goes into this, Dr. Shabazz. Talk to me the duties and responsibilities of a chaplain, in the military.
Well, the duties and responsibility of a chaplain is a caregiver, man. And it's interesting that you bring that up. I didn't take this job because I had some super religious calling. God didn't talk to me. God didn't say, go out and spread the message to the world. When somebody told me about this job, the chaplain who told me about the job, he said, "Why don't you become a chaplain to help people like yourself?"
Wow.
Bam. Right? Mm-hmm. And, just as human beings are, I started finding ways to talk myself out of it. Right? Yep. I'm not holy enough. I'm not going to be walking around telling people scriptures. They're not going to accept me. I started finding ways to talk myself out of it. Then I said, you know what? You're the perfect person for this job, because you're not going to be doing that. You're going to just be talking to people. You're going to the gym. You're talking to people regular. You're on the internet. Just take the freaking job. And so I went to school, took the job, man, and obviously the rest is history. People connect with me because I'm authentic. I'm not putting on no airs. I don't want to talk about religion unless you want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about politics unless you want to talk about it. That's not who I am. My job is, when you come to me, you're going to leave stronger. That's all I want. I don't care what you believe. I don't care what your sexuality is. I don't care who you are, your race, your ethnicity. When you leave my presence, my objective is for you to be stronger.
Wow. And so that being said, so what are your challenges? What are your challenges, as far as being a chaplain? And now there's two questions. There's a two-part question. The challenges is what are the challenges of being a chaplain? Number one, and number two, being a Muslim chaplain. Because that's a little bit of it. That's a little bit.
That's the totality of the question, right? So being a chaplain is one thing. I'm a Muslim chaplain. There's only 5 in the army. We've been in conflict in the Islamic world for the last 18 years. So that brings its own challenges, because, we've had service members who have died at the hands of people who are in the Islamic faith. We have been deployed in Islamic countries. So that brings about a lot of challenges for me, right? My first duty station, I go in to shake my commander's hand. He won't shake my hand. He said, "We got some problems with your religion, how you guys treat women. Have a nice day." Wouldn't talk to me for 9 months, right? And so that's a challenge for me, right? And so what I've done is I've used strategy, my personality, and who I am to be successful. And what I mean by that is one of the greatest things in life is to understand who you are. I understand I'm an extremely large human being. So most people are going to be intimidated just by my presence, right? Yeah. Now I'm a chaplain. That's more intimidation because most chaplains are not necessarily socially acceptable people. Mm-hmm. Now I'm a Muslim chaplain, right? And so with those three things, if you understand who you are, now here comes the internet where I can show people that I am human, that I'm working out. The story that I told, that's a human story. Had nothing to do with religion. So people connect with that type of authenticity, and it has made me extremely successful, obviously. I was given an interview 3 weeks ago with the Wall Street Journal, and the lady said, we have interviewed presidents. We have interviewed senators and congressmen. You are the most interesting person I ever met in my life. Right?
Yeah.
Just think about that. Being able to navigate the space that I'm in, being who I am, right? Yeah. That's all about human connection. That's about understanding who you are and not being afraid to go out and connect with people, even though that initial, whatever that is, anxiety, that friction is going to be there. That's on me. And so I understand. I can't think of a time, honestly, over a period of time where I've been in somebody's presence and they don't like me. Mm. Initially, it's tough for them. I understand that. Yeah. But after 2 or 3 conversations, we're good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's important about that is, and I think this is where religious people have a problem, in my opinion. The guy or girl that I connected with, you don't have to believe what I believe to be connected with me.
No, not at all.
You see, that's sincerity. I can care less what you believe. If you're a good person, you'll stay in my life. If you're a bad person, I'm going to try to help you through your badness because I have a responsibility, right? Most people are not mature enough to think like that because the only people we want around us is people who believe like us. I think that's a flaw.
Yes.
And that's a flaw. I don't have to think like you. As a matter of fact, if I don't think like you, we're going to learn and grow from each other, even though there's conflict, right?
Hallelujah. And that goes to, like, say, for instance, like a perfect story. Like,